Welcome to DowerChin.com. Alright, we're going to take a look at the two mini keyboards I have for the iPad mini. I have here the Zaggkeys cover for the iPad mini, and then I have here the Logitech Ultrathin Keyboard for the iPad mini. So let's take a look and see what's so special about the two of them. Well, quickly looking at it, you can see how the keys are laid out. The Logitech keys are actually a lot smaller than the, well, not a lot, but they are a tad smaller than the Zaggkeys. Zaggkeys has a bit more. Now the interesting thing is that Zaggkeys was able to cram in a whole bunch more keys in here, like a whole entire row of dedicated buttons, as opposed to Logitech's use of function versions. So you can have like the function versions, but they're numbers, so they're like almost like triple function buttons up on top to save space. Now the design being it's one thing to have the design different, but also the Logitech also does not have backlighting versus the Zaggkeys, which does have backlighting. So this is a bit more cramped. All right, but let's take a look at the merits of both of them. So if you saw my other review video, obviously you'll see that the Zaggkeys design philosophies basically have the device kind of sit into this little cradle and basically have something that can collapse over it, turning your iPad into a clamshell. Now it's a bit fixed of a clamshell, and you got to pry the device out to pull it out. The Zaggkeys is also a little bit heavier than the Logitech Ultrathin here, but not by much. But well, it is noticeable when you kind of heft it around. So let's take a look at the merits of this one real quick. So the Logitech, what their design philosophy is for this is, obviously they don't intend to have you have a case on this thing. This little slot over here, allows you to basically sit the device in, and it kind of magnetically clasps in, so you can have it in this kind of sort of like a clamshell style view. So basically from here, now you can do your typing and do your work. Now, once I said it is a bit cramped, so you can see that if you're using both of them together, this is kind of the kind of workspace you're looking at here. The Zagg offers you the entire length of the device to use as the keyboard area, versus the Logitech, which is very slim. So this, the keys. In some ways, I like the way the feel. I've always liked the way the feel of the Logitech keys. It might be just because I've used the bigger one for my iPad 3 for a while, so you can see that kind of how it is, and well, you can see from size-wise, it's quite shrunken down. So the thing about this one then is that it sits magnetically like this, and you can pull it out anytime, clasp it like so. You have your clamshell. Nice thing is you can rip it off when you need to. You don't have to worry about it, and carry it on the go. Like I said before in my other videos, this hinge is a lot longer than this one used to be. So this one, well, this one had more space to allow for a case. Now, this one does not now. So I haven't found a case that can actually fit this device with it. So you're gonna have to. So this one is really meant to be used naked. So nice thing then also with this one, just like is that because of this slot here, you could position it this way, and if you wanted to work more in a portrait mode, you have that option. So put that aside. So with this one, with the Zagg, you can kind of slip it in, you lock it in place, and you kind of friction fit it in there. It becomes your clamshell. You open it up to be, whoops. You may or may not be detracted by the friction fit clamshell design. You gotta finagle it in place and get it in there. Once it's in there, it's okay. And now you have, looks kind of like a netbook actually, but there you have it. So you have more space for keys. You got a little bit of a wrist rest area here. So the keys are spaced out a bit more. You have a whole other row of keys to deal with, and dedicated number keys, dedicated function keys up on top. So, and I think this is backlit. So you really, now let's see, can you actually use this in portrait mode? Yeah, because I suppose, maybe not. Well, you can't cram it in there. You sort of can. It doesn't feel very stable though, but I suppose you can do it. So that's an option for you. So this is this is gonna depend on your preference, whether um, you like bigger keys this way. You like if you like the friction fit clasp. The one thing is that there may be a more possibility of the Zagg keys working with third-party cases if you want to put them on there if you want. That may be less likely with the Logitech. So I don't know. We'll have to see if I can find anything that will work with it or not. The other thing is Logitech comes with various colors as opposed to black and white. So you may or may not like that or not. Once again, backlighting. If you're big on backlighting or spoiled by having it on other devices not having it on this, you may or may not be something for you. So something to consider when you're looking at these two keyboards. Otherwise, they're both Bluetooth keyboards. They sync up real easy, and they both provide an adequate typing experience. Although, once again, you gotta play with the keys because obviously they're more cramped. Obviously, Zagg is squeezed in a whole bunch more. Like the caps tab is really small. Cap's a little bit bigger on this one. Tab has been in more of a normal position. So you got to get used to how these work out. So you have to play with them a bit. But there you have it. A look at the Zaggkeys cover for versus the Logitech Ultrathin Keyboard for the iPad Mini. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.